Hi YouTube. Hi YouTube. So this is my first live day going live on YouTube. So I'm mostly just practicing right now and getting used to what this is like. I was pretty nervous the first couple times, but I'm starting to get used to it. And I think I'll go over a couple of things first. I'll show a few things that are precious to me. Then I'll read a few poems from Kahlil Gibran. Of course, I'm also open to anyone asking any questions here. And then I'll close out with one or two songs. I hope that sounds good. And next time, of course, I'll be posting when I'm going live so that I notify everyone. So, what are a couple of items that I find precious to me? Well, I really love this little tree. I went to a garden area recently and it just really cheered my heart up, and I brought it home. It's a little bonsai tree in blue, and blue is one of my favorite colors. I find it so soothing and comforting. So that is one precious item to me. And then another precious item to me is actually, this is from my grandmother originally, and it's called The Two Voices of Kahlil Gibran. And this book has basically been in circulation in my family for 40 or 50 years, I think. And my grandmother passed away 10 years ago, and I plan on keeping this book with me all my life and somehow bringing it to, keeping it within the family forever because it's just too precious to me. And this is a Lebanese poet, by the way. This is precious to me. It's from my grandmother as well. When she passed away, I took this, and there's actually a reason it's so precious to me. So if you look at the back, it shows different comedy sketches and, I mean, how to say it this way, different things that are quite humorous. And it reminds me of something my grandmother would always tell me. She said, life is either a comedy or a tragedy. It depends on how you choose to see it. So when I see this, I remember my grandmother always telling me and encouraging me to see life as comedy, not tragedy. So those are some items that I find precious. And then I have one other item. This says, today I choose joy. I was tired today and I'm not always feeling well, and this encouraged me to remember to always choose joy, even when you're tired or don't feel well. And I decided today's the day I'm going to try a live stream so that by the end of the day I say I challenged myself to something new and I did something that made me nervous. Because we always want to be doing that. That's how we grow and learn as human beings. And then now I'll be reading a couple of poems from Kahlil Gibran. Again, you're free to ask any question on here. This is me practicing the live streams. Next time, I'll definitely be letting everyone know when I go live. So you can definitely ask any questions here today too, or just chat if you want. That's what I'm here for. So this is the two voices of Kahlil Gibran, and again, this was very precious from my grandmother. This book, so I thought it's very fitting for my first ever live stream, so I can look back on this and be encouraged that my grandmother is with me in all my endeavors. So let's read about Kahlil Gibran first. Known to the world as the immortal prophet of Lebanon and the savant of his age, Kahlil Gibran was born on January 6, 1883 in Lebanon. Hello, whoever is here. Um, in 1895, he migrated to the United States and settled with his mother Camilla, brother Peter, and his two sisters, Mariana and Sultana, in Chinatown, Boston. So again, Kahlil Gibran is Arabic American, and some people were asking, where are you from? Because I know it's hard to tell what part of the world I'm from. أنا عربي, so I'm Arabic originally. Uh, بس أنا نسيت كتير في العربي, so I forgot a lot of Arabic. And I definitely wanted to venture into the world of YouTube because I don't really see many Arabic people doing things like this. A lot of us end up doctors or teachers, but I wanted to try something different. So um, let's continue. 3 years later, he was sent back to Beirut to complete his education at Madrasat il-Hikmat. In 1902, he returned to the US by way of Paris, where he knew of Sultana's death, and in February 1903, his brother Peter passed away, and later that year he lost his mother. So he went through a lot, this poet, and it was very hard in that time to go to the US and make a new life, but he did, and he made beautiful poetry along the way. So now I'll read a few of his poems now. So this is from music written in 1905, translated by Motion. Youth is a beautiful dream, but its sweetness is enslaved by the dullness of books, and its awakening is a harsh one. Shall there come a day when wise men are able to unite the dreams of youth and the delights of learning as reproach brings together hearts in conflict? Shall there come a day when man's teacher is nature, and humanity is his book, and life his school? Will that day be? We know not, but we feel the urgency that moves us ever upward toward a spiritual progress, and that progress is an understanding of the beauty of all creation through the kindness of ourselves and the dissemination of happiness through our love of that beauty. So when I read this poem as the first one we look at, I see that it's saying that there is something about our youth that maybe we focus on learning through certain books or maybe even the harshness of our awakening, but that is not complete progress as a human being. We have to go beyond our youthful enslavement to spiritual understanding, which goes far beyond that. And then I'll read another passage. And as you can see, it's such a beautiful book. It has Arabic and English in it. This is from The Broken Wings in 1912. After a deep silence mingled with sweet dreams, I asked, speak to me of that beauty which the people interpret and define, each one according to how he feels. I've seen beauty honored and worshipped in different ways and manners, so what is the true beauty? She answered, beauty is that which attracts your soul, in that which loves to give and not to receive. So selflessness is the real beauty. When you meet beauty, you feel that the hands deep within your inner self are stretched forth to bring her into the domain of your own heart. It is a magnificence combined of sorrow and joy. It is the unseen which you see, and the vague which you understand, and the mute which you hear. It is the holy of holies that begins to yourself and ends vastly beyond your earthly imagination. So this is true beauty, something of the soul and the spirit. Let's read from The Processions from 1919, another very beautiful work that is not widely known anymore. A poet am I who gathers in verse what life scatters in prose, and scatters in prose what life gathers in verse, and hence an exile am I, and an exile I shall remain, until death lifts me up and bears me even unto my country. Don't we all feel like exiles throughout our life sometimes, strangers in a world that we're trying to understand? This captures it so beautifully. And we'll look at one more poem before I sing a little bit and then we'll close out our first live stream. Again, this was a practice, that's why I didn't notify anyone about going live today. I just want to get used to doing this and used to what it's like. So, and also I usually record on my phone, not my computer. So this is different for me a little bit. So let's read one more writing before I sing. And thanks everyone for joining. And when you were a silent word upon life's quivering lips, I too was there. Another silent word. And life uttered us and we came down the years sobbing with memories of yesterday and longing for tomorrow. For yesterday was death conquered and tomorrow was birth pursued. And this is from The Forerunner, written in 1920. As you can see, a lot of the poetry back in these days before the advent of technology just captured so much essence and heart with so much wisdom. They weren't always on their computers back in this time, and you can see it in the quality of the writing. So then if you look up Kahlil Gibran, the two voices of Kahlil Gibran, that is where I'm reading from. And now I'm going to try to sing one or two songs before I close out my first ever live stream. And I know I'm making my grandmother proud. And the next one will be scheduled so that I can actually talk with people. So now I'm going to sing Enya May It Be, and I hope you all enjoy. May it be an evening star shines down upon you. May it be when darkness falls, your heart will be true. So I'm only going to sing a little bit because I have been really tired today, if I'm honest. I'm not feeling my best physically, but I still really just wanted to challenge myself to do one thing new today, and that makes it a good day when I'm a little bit limited. At some point, I do want to bring awareness to the issues I face with my condition. I have some of my medical devices right here that I use, and I was just doing medical therapy for a couple of hours before posting this, but now it's a good day because I got to post. And as always, feel free to ask me any questions you have, and I'm here for all of you, and I'm excited to do the first live stream, announcing it very soon. This is me practicing live stream 1. Thank you.